Y'all feeling real comfortable throwing rocks at the church. If you do a light search, you will discover the civil rights movement started from within her walls. So the freedom that you now enjoy came from within her walls. She has birthed many things, from schools to musicians, physicians, and business owners. But now, because some stuff you read on the internet got you ready to dethrone her, because you've been made aware, huh? You got knowledge now, huh? Nah, G, you've been tricked and bamboozled by the enemy. Your real issue with Christianity is not Christ, but what white people did to us in slavery. And because they used his name, you thought he approved it. That's like me doing something wrong and using your name. Would you be cool with it? Would me doing something and using your name be an accurate reflection of you? Understanding that this is the same God who delivered the Israelites when black people had them enslaved in Egypt. God stood on the side of the oppressed. He came to Israel's rescue, and don't you also argue that they are of the same hue? If so, wouldn't that mean that Christ would also resemble you? What white people did is what they did, but that ain't Christ. First and foremost, a tithe was required before black pastors was in big buildings. It was required before the law was given. Abraham gave Melchizedek a tenth of his wealth, and we all agree that Abraham is not a fictional character, don't we? God never said black people wasn't important. White people did. You mad at the real creator because of what his creation did. That's like being mad at your mother for what your sister did. What they did is not a reflection of him. They did that to him, meaning his word made flesh. Humanity was in a mess. He professed the will of his father. They hung him and watched him die and then put a spear in his side to make sure that he was dead. But what he said continued to spread, and 3 days later he was no longer dead, just as he said. The people inside ain't perfect, but neither do they claim to be. Y'all put that title on them. Standing under that type of weight is crushing to anybody, and I agree. Some pastors and churches are dead wrong. I'm not defending the guilty, but at the same time, there are churches standing in the gap in the community. From feeding families to randomly passing out various forms of blessings. Don't get caught up in the messes that you miss the times the church has paid bills, to being a back-to-school blessing to the kids, where the pastor is behind closed doors faithful to his wife and kids, and single people are still holding themselves together until marriage. These are the same hypocrites that welcome you. These are the same hypocrites that want to pray with you and do life with you. Though I love my people, the hieroglyphics of Egypt didn't rock me to sleep when I left my mother in the cemetery. It was the people praying for me. It was the people standing for me. It was the people telling me that weeping may endure for a night, and though they couldn't tell me how long before I saw daylight, the joy was indeed coming in the morning. And they praised God with me through my mourning, and they praised God with me during my mourning. Knowledge is dope. But knowing black people did this and that doesn't help me cope when I don't know how much longer I can go. It's cool that we invented algebra, but thoughts of ancient and present day Africa doesn't give me stamina to endure trials and tribulations. They give me hope to work a job that pays less than I made while still enrolled in high school. Black history is a beautiful thing. We are a beautiful people, and knowing it can be a great benefit. But you want me to reject the true and living God because of white supremacists? Where the same Bible he claims to have forced on me points out his wrong and doesn't allow him to get away with it. Egyptians are black. Y'all claim Israelites are black. Egypt held Israel in slavery. That's black on black. I know I started it above, but funny how we don't talk about that. Follow Christ, not people, and Christianity will make sense to you.